Hey everyone, Cadams Tech here. So I'm very excited to share this video with you today. This video is covering the topic of how to interview as a mid-level web developer. So if you guys could please hit the like and subscribe buttons, it will really help my YouTube channel push this video out to a wider audience, gain more traction, things that I need right now. So please go ahead and do that. Okay, so a lot of the tips that I have for you in this video are very similar to the how to interview as a junior web developer video. I go into the first, I would say 6 or 7 steps of this in greater detail in that video, so I would reference that for those steps. But for this, I'm just gonna quickly go through the first 6 steps, which are very similar to the junior web developer interviewing video. And then I'm going to pick up where that left off and then talk about additional skills that you'll need as a mid-level web developer. Okay, so basically you need to learn more than just the basic skills, which I discuss in the junior level web developer interviewing tips. So it's like HTML, CSS, JavaScript on the front end, and then a server-side programming language and server-side database. You need more than that. You need to understand a little more things in detail, like how to error handle, try-catch statements, how to write some tests, whether it's server-side tests, front-end tests, or both. You need to learn how to QA your items better. So rather than just coding it and saying it's done and not testing it thoroughly yourself, you need to learn how to hammer away at it and catch these things before the support team or before the end user catches these things. So with skill as a junior developer, as you're building these skills, you need to know how to prevent errors from making its way into production. Okay. Also, you need to have some networking. Networking always helps. So whether it's attending meetups or it's having other coworkers that are developers or people that you know at another company that's a developer, it always helps to have someone that you know working at the company that you're applying to, because that helps you get a leg up. You can use them as a reference on your resume or when you're applying. So phone screen, same deal. Whether you're a junior, a mid-level, or a senior, there's always gonna be a phone screen most of the time. So they'll call you, they'll try to see if you're a sane person. Usually that one's pretty quick to get through, as long as you can speak, as long as you can speak fairly clearly and you can get your point across, then they'll move you on to the next stage. All right, so the next part of the interview process is what I would like to call the initial interview. The phone screen is typically dead simple. So for the initial interview, it's usually an on-site interview or a video meeting interview. And what they'll do is they'll try to get more of a background of what you do at your current company. They want to know what skills and assets you can bring from your current company, and you can bring that over to their company. What technologies have you learned? What work processes have you done? Things along that nature. So it's a lot of backstory. It's a lot of just like, what hard problems have you been stuck on at work that you figured out? What types of projects have you worked on? And things of that nature. Okay, so then after that, it's the technical interview. Usually this is maybe they'll give you a little project to build. Maybe it'll take like 10 hours. Some of these companies do like 10, 15-hour projects. Building like a little mini app, maybe connecting to an API, maybe doing more of the practical hands-on stuff. And then sometimes they'll take it to more of the theoretical side, more of the computer science side of it. So they may just ask you a few computer science-based questions, and you're basically going to have to try and answer it to the best of your ability. Sometimes they'll ask you questions on big O notation. Sometimes they'll ask you questions on null pointer exceptions. Sometimes they'll ask you questions on binary search. So it depends on what company you're applying for. Most of the time it seems like they do more of the practical side than the theoretical side. If you're applying to big companies like Google and Amazon and stuff like that, I think they're very, very heavily into the theoretical side of it, which is more of the computer sciencey side. But if you're applying to small businesses and businesses that are based on pumping out actual work for clients and stuff along building products, typically they'll test more of the practical side, the hands-on coding and building real application side of it. Okay, so I wanted to get through those points really quick because I do go into a little more detail on that in the how to interview as a junior web developer video, so please be sure to look at it. I'll link it down in the description below for you. So these are the new points for this. This is proving you have the ability via a project. This helps no matter what level you are, but if you can demo an actual project for them that you've built, in your personal time, or that you built for a client doing freelance or something along, or maybe even demoing what you've built at your previous company or your current company, if you're allowed to, then show them what you've built and actually working. Like log into the app, walk them through the features, walk them through the code, and show them what you've done, because this is what they really want to see. And they don't always ask for this. You should become prepared, bring your laptop with you to the interview and say, hey, maybe at the end, toward the end of the video or interview, not video, maybe you could say, can I show you something that I've built? I'm really proud of it, and I can actually walk you through using the technologies that you use at your current company. I can walk you through and show you what I've built. And then this goes miles. This goes a long way, okay? Because they want to see what you can do. You're almost being like a salesman. You're trying to show them why they should put all their faith into you and hire you, okay? So that, and then less hand-holding is another tip for this. Less hand-holding. When you're a mid-level developer, they're no longer expecting to have to guide you through every single little detailed problem as you are when you're a junior, when you're just starting out. When you're a junior, you're kind of like a lost puppy. When you're a mid-level, you kind of know a little more about what to expect. So I would say you go from like 90% of the time asking people stuff to maybe about 50% of the time, maybe 40% of the time asking for help. So you're definitely relying on other resources a lot less as a mid-level developer, but not quite as less as a senior. Okay, so also assisting, you can mention that you assisted other juniors and interns at your company, because you're a mid-level, or maybe you're ready to be a mid-level and you're a junior right now at your current company and you're applying to another company as a mid-level. Maybe you can kind of reassure them why you should be a mid-level. Maybe you should say that I've helped lots of juniors get unstuck with their problems, or interns get unstuck with their problems at work, and I have some leadership skills, and I can, I have the skills enough to help juniors out a lot and often, right? And then also demonstrating that you know other platforms and technologies. So not just coding skills, not just communication skills, but also planning skills and stuff along those lines. Like tell them that you know how to use JIRA if you're using JIRA, or Trello, or Azure DevOps, or whatever you use for sprint planning and creating cards and breaking down projects and features and bug fixes. Okay, and then also talk about your process for building apps from concept to completion, or walk them through like how you gather the criteria, how you plan before you build the project, and then how you actually go in and you start building the project. As a mid-level, you should have more of that experience than you would if you were a junior. As a junior, you're probably not going to be able to explain a lot of that as well, especially when you're interviewing as a junior. So as a mid-level, I think that's kind of expected out of you. And then also, you should have a larger network of developers in your group now that you're a mid-level developer. You've been working as a junior for maybe around a year now, and you should have more people that you're in contact with that are developers, whether it's coworkers, whether it's through attending meetups, whether it's friends working at other companies as developers that you may have graduated from school with, or maybe you didn't go to school. That's fine. I actually don't have a bachelor's degree right now. I'm 4 classes away, but still I don't have a bachelor's degree. So basically, those are the skills that you would need on top of the basic skills that you would apply to as a junior developer. So you need some additional skills. And so I hope you all found this video really useful. I'm going to come out with a interviewing as a senior level developer video here very soon. Please remember to like and subscribe, share this with your cats, dogs, friends, family, everyone, and thank you very much.